Hello everyone, welcome back to That Fiction Life. I have an exciting guest on my channel, Neal Shusterman, the author of Scythe. We have a quick author chat for you today, so I'm just going to ask Neal some quick questions. We did an interview where we talked, and it's written on my blog if you want to check out some extra info about the book. But just as a first question, do you want to give a really quick summary of the book?
It's a story that takes place at some point in the future when we have defeated war and disease. There's no more hunger, there's no more poverty, there's no more racism, and there's no more death. At least not naturally, because we figured out how to become immortal. Of course, the problem with that is overpopulation, and so they decided that the best way to deal with this is to have people whose job it is to thin out the population. And they're kind of like the Jedi of death, and they call themselves Scythes. See, I can't pronounce it. They call themselves Scythes, and they are very wise and compassionate and enlightened, or at least they're supposed to be. Some of them.
Wink.
And the story is about two teenagers who are taken on as apprentices to a scythe.
Which is just code for it all goes to hell. It's true though, isn't it? Do you think the Thunderhead could ever be a reality in the real world?
Could the Thunderhead be a reality?
Yes.
Now, the Thunderhead is the artificial intelligence that rules the world. And the reason why I kind of came up with it was because every time we've seen stories of artificial intelligence, it's always been bad. You know, The Matrix or Terminator, the machines always want to destroy us or dominate us. So I thought, well, what if it's kind of the opposite? I mean, Scythe itself is the antithesis of a dystopian story in that it's not about the world gone wrong, but it's about the consequences of the world going right. So I thought, well, what if artificial intelligence ended up being the best thing that we ever came up with? Basically, all of our wisdom, all of our knowledge that we've learned as a species over the eons, but without any of our faults. So it's basically the perfect entity for ruling the world. And so it is absolute justice, absolute fairness, and that's sort of where things go right. However, it's not, the Thunderhead, the computers aren't the problem. We're the problem.
We're always the problem.
Yes.
Because you refer quite a lot in the book to the age of mortality, which is, all the
Our
past,
time.
yes. Did you have to do a lot of research to get things right?
I did a lot of research, studying what a lot of futurists are saying are going to happen, in terms of medical science, in terms of the idea of immortality, and also in terms of AI. And then I sort of just went with it and tried to think about, well, if this happens, then that could lead to this, and then that could lead to that, and sort of just, the world building itself was a huge amount of the process for working on this book. I would say half of the process wasn't writing the book, it was conceiving of the world and trying to make sure that it felt internally consistent and logical and that it made sense. When you're world building, it's the most important thing is to make sure that the world feels real and doesn't feel as if you've just made something up randomly. It has to feel like it's come from something.
Quickly, we're going to sort the characters into Hogwarts houses,
Okay.
because I've just learnt that you're a Harry Potter fan, so hello.
So by the way, I took the test, the official test, and I am Ravenclaw.
And I'm a Slytherin, so out of those houses I think we're friends. More so than Hufflepuffs and Gryffindors.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although
So
my kids all sorted into different houses.
Oh gosh, really?
Yeah, I have one Hufflepuff, two Raven, me and one of my daughters
Right.
are Ravenclaw, a Slytherin, and one Gryffindor.
Wow. My whole family have done the test of all Slytherin, so I'll just tell the original.
So you're just a
to know.
Slytherin family.
Yeah, pretty much. All the pure bloods, yes.
Yes.
So, what do you think for Rowan?
Rowan would be Sorting Hat. Knowing what was going to happen to Rowan would be between Ravenclaw and Slytherin based
Do
on.
you really think? I had some really Hufflepuff hints. He's just so loyal.
He's
to
very
her.
loyal.
But I get the Slytherin too.
Let's see, if he was sorted at the end of the book, he might be Slytherin. He becomes kind of like the Dark Knight, kind of,
Oh, yeah,
the Batman
definitely.
kind of character.
That's why I love him. It's going to be a marriage, a fangirl marriage later. Citra.
Oh, Citra, I think, is definitely Gryffindor.
Oh yeah. He just
No question.
runs into danger.
Yes.
Head on, doesn't matter what happens. Goddard.
Oh, he is definitely Slytherin.
Do you know what I was
Even the Slytherin wouldn't like
I
him.
was thinking about this, and I think he would just be a Death Eater. He would
He would just be a Death Eater. Yeah, exactly.
even be
He would go
in the
beyond.
house.
He wouldn't be in a house.
Definitely, I agree.
They didn't let him into Hogwarts. He just went straight to Death Eater.
Faraday?
They would Faraday is Gryffindor.
Yes. I feel like he's closer to Citra than Rowan in personality.
Yes.
So I
And
think
then they sort into the
really
same house.
well
Yeah.
into they're both Gryffindors.
But now we haven't come across a Hufflepuff yet. Cause
Like in real life.
No.
Oh.
In the story, it would be a Hufflepuff, so I'm not quite sure.
I mean, this book is about the art of killing, so... Would you really want to put anyone in like the lovely happy house?
The lovely happy house. Yeah, no.
What do you think for Curie?
Yeah, I'm thinking Ravenclaw for Curie.
Yes.
When she was younger, she would have been Slytherin.
Okay.
But I think
she's evolved.
I mean, maybe Tiger might be Hufflepuff because he's rather
I see that.
rather carefree.
Well, we found one. The whole book.
I have to admit, I've never quite figured out what Hufflepuff is in terms of personality.
It's like the least me, so I don't get involved. Make sure to check out Scythe and Thunderhead, which isn't actually out in the UK yet.
Coming out soon.
But it
May
will
3rd.
be soon.
On May 3rd it's coming out.
That's very soon.
And it's been sold as a film. Scythe is...
Do you have any news?
Not quite yet. It's Universal, and they have writers on it. I'm not writing it, but I'm involved as a producer, and they are in the process of developing the script. So they've had one draft, and they have a new draft that they're working on, and it's an inexorable slow grind towards production that Hollywood has. But it's they're very excited about it, and hopefully next year it'll get made, maybe in time for the release of the third book in 2019.
That would be perfect. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and follow Neal everywhere on the interwebs. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.